Welcome back to episode 9 of the Player's Perspective podcast. I'm going to end up doing a solo episode here because my other two colleagues are unfortunately busy doing some other stuff. But wow, that Ducks game though. Can you guys even believe that? Like, that was just an absolutely unbelievable win by the Ducks there. That just shows how resilient the Ducks are and how they can really be. You know, just like the Ducks of old, the quote unquote comeback kids. They definitely showed that here tonight, being down 5-1 and scoring 5 unanswered goals to win 6-5 with a game winner, 2 goals from the man himself, Pontus Aberg. What a season he's having with the Ducks. Nashville, I don't know why. I guess he just didn't fit in with their lineup. The Nashville Predators are a very good team anyway, but so I guess he probably would have been stuck playing like third line, I guess, but putting him on waivers and the Ducks picking him up, that was huge. He is a very impactful player for the Ducks so far this season. He just continues to grow in that aspect. Honestly, without him, there's been times where the Ducks probably would have lost a game, but he ends up coming in and scoring a goal, scoring 2 goals. I think they said this was his third 2-goal game this season, and I'm pretty sure the Ducks have won all of those. So, yeah, just huge game from Pontus. And another guy with a huge game, obviously, the captain, as always, Ryan Getzlaf, pulling through. You always know what you're going to get with Getzlaf. Basically plays the same every single night. Sometimes he could be a little bit lazy, but he always ends up coming through, it seems like. And he definitely led the charge tonight. But yeah, it seemed like in the first period, the Ducks were off to a really rough start there, giving up a goal about less than a minute into the game. And then they end up giving up another goal not too long after that. So right away going down 2-0. And you're like, okay, not a very good start. But, sometimes the Ducks have those iffy starts. But, it's okay. Luckily, like I said, the captain, Ryan Getzlaf, leading the way, was able to pull them within 1 to make it 2-1 with I would say, kind of a lucky goal. But nonetheless, 2-1, 1-goal game. Doesn't matter how you get them, just matters on the scoreboard. And then after that, it seemed that the Caps just started to run away with it. They got a goal about a little bit over halfway through the first with Tom Wilson. If you watch hockey, you know who that guy is. Fantastic player. But, he does do a lot of dumb things. That guy could be one of the best complimentary players in the NHL, but he's got to get his head on straight. I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, Tom Wilson, great player. We're big fans of him here at PPP. I don't know so much about Derek, but me and Brett are really high on him. And then going on to the second period, just a dirty goal by Evgeny Kuznetsov, which looked like at one point it was going to be called offsides, but going to replay, it was deemed that he was onside. So unfortunately, the Ducks lost their timeout and got a penalty since it was because of a challenge. So, yeah, and then a little bit over halfway, about the same time in the second period as Tom Wilson scored his goal in the first period, the Ducks went down 5-1, and you're sitting there and you're saying, oh boy, what is going on? Is this going to be another one of their inconsistent games where they've had a fantastic road trip so far, and all of a sudden you see them just start playing slow. Even I said, I was like, are these guys just done with the road trip? Are they thinking about going home already? Like, what's going on? I was already starting to get mad, but I was like, you know what? Still basically half a game left to play. It seemed like the second period was taking forever, and I don't know why. But I was definitely getting kind of tired of it. But, I was like, you know what? Keep it positive. There's still over half a game left. If the Caps can score 5, I know the Ducks can too. And with that being said, Andrew Cogliano was able to get a goal about a minute after that goal by Nick Dowd to make it 5-1 for the Capitals. Cogliano just Larson actually taking a shot from the point. Cogliano tips it and just stuffs the rebound in past Holtby. Got a little bit of a cross check too in the back. He kind of got hit his face on the post from none other than Tom Wilson. Getting into it, but also Tom Wilson and Hampus Lindholm of all people were going at it a little bit tonight. I like to see that from Hampus. He's got that little bit of a feisty side on him. Comes out at times. But Hampus as well scoring a goal, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. But yeah, after the Ducks went down 5-1, I don't know what happened. A switch, just clicked. I don't know if Coach Randy Carlyle told him something, or Captain Ryan Getzloff, or collectively just said as a group we need to be better. And yeah, Cogliano gets that goal, and it kind of sparks the Ducks. And less than a minute later, Rickard Rakell gets his 5th goal of the season, making it 5-3. Rakell, he's kind of been, have lack of scoring. It's kind of weird to say, considering he probably should be the Ducks' leading scorer. I don't really know what's wrong with him, but it's all right. He gets a goal here. Great give and go with Adam Henrique. Rickard Rakell just passed the offensive blue line, dished it off to the outside to Adam Henrique, and I saw him streaking, and I was like, oh, Henrique hit him with that pass. And he hits him right in front of the net. Great tip by Rakell, which Holtby initially stopped the first shot, and Rickard Rakell, following his rebound, stopping, not doing a flyby, not going around behind the net, stopping right there in front of the net, hitting his rebound home to make it 5-3. And so the Ducks this is basically the second half of the second period. The Ducks were flying. The Capitals also, you contribute to them. They just kind of started standing around. I don't know what was going on with them, but they just were standing around being lazy, and that's what happens. I don't know if they thought, we got a 5-1 lead, we got this, we can just lay back. Washington Capitals also are going to Vegas this week, so maybe they were like the Ducks. They were like, we got this in the bag. Let's just go over to Vegas, have some fun. Defending Stanley Cup champions, having a Stanley Cup final rematch against the Vegas Golden Knights. But I don't know what was going on with the Caps. They just started playing on their heels a little bit. Ducks were really giving it to them, and they got rewarded in the third period on the power play, which is a good thing to see. I think this was on. Yeah, I think this was on Dmitry Orlov's board. Yeah, Dmitry Orlov boarded Josh Manson in the corner, and Ducks were able to get a power play. And Pontus Aberg gets it on the half, or about top of the circles, and great screen by, I think it was Henrique. I'm not too sure about that though. Henrique or Richie, one of them. And Aberg just snipes it short side, glove side on Braden Holtby to make it 5-4. And by then you're thinking, oh boy, the Ducks are coming. They scored that one goal, make it 5-2. It was like, all right, whatever. Make it 5-3, less than a minute left. Less than a minute apart, you're like, okay, the Ducks are starting to go. and Pontus makes it 5-4 in the third period. You're like, okay, they really have a chance here. And not even 2 minutes later, the Ducks get another power play goal off of another board from Dmitry Orlov. He took 2 boards in a row. This time he boarded Andrew Cogliano, who unfortunately had to go to the dressing room. And I don't know if he was actually injured or if he had to go do concussion protocol. The league told him to, or both. Could be both. Because, he went head first into the boards. He seemed like he was okay, but, he went into the dressing room. And, that makes it 5-5. Hampus Lindholm, who, he was a -2 this game, but, I thought he still had a great game. Lots of goals going on, and he was on the ice for a lot of them. On both sides, obviously. But, he ties the game on the power play. Great pass from Ryan Kessler. Across backdoor to Hampus Lindholm, sneaking down on the weak side of the puck, just sends it past Holtby, and that makes it 5-5. And let me tell you, I was screaming my head off. I couldn't believe they just tied the game. And you know how that goes. They tied the game. They have all the momentum. You know how hockey works. It was like, come on, you guys can't lose now. You guys are throwing everything at the Capitals. You tied it up. Don't fail yourselves now. Don't fail everyone. And what do you know? 6 minutes later, here he is again, Pontus Aberg, with what ends up being the game-winning goal for Anaheim to make it 6-5. Sherwood also got a boarding penalty, so that was the third boarding penalty of the game. Or actually, that was the fourth. Rickard Rakell got one earlier. This was the fourth board of the game. Kiefer Sherwood gets right out of the box, and there's a turnover. Right, he gets it right out of the box. One of the Washington Capitals players passed it right to him. He stepped out of the box, got it. Good speed, as we know from Kiefer Sherwood. Just great speed player, and he ends up making a great pass to the middle to Ryan Getzlaf, and Ryan Getzlaf tries to. Honestly, knowing Getzlaf, he was trying to pass it to Aberg, but it looked like he was trying to get a shot. He was just trying to get it towards the net, basically. And what ends up happening? Pontus Aberg stuffs it home past Holtby to make it 6-5, and I once again am screaming my head off. I could not believe what the Ducks just did. I can, but I can't, because I believe in my team, and I know that they are capable of doing these things. But obviously, this is just a fun sight to see. So Pontus Aberg makes it 6-5. About 5 minutes left to go, 5:05 to be exact. And the rest was just Ryan Miller, solid. I forgot if it was during the Kiefer Sherwood power play or if it was after that. The Alex Ovechkin, I think it was on the Kiefer Sherwood penalty. Capitals had a power play, and man, Ovechkin was absolutely ripping one-timers, ripping shots at Ryan Miller, and Ryan Miller was getting him easy too. He was getting him easy. Just Ryan Miller is such a good technical goalie, technically sound, that he was able to slide over and not even have a bit of a problem with Ovechkin's shots, which is good to see. I forgot to mention that Ryan Miller actually came in for John Gibson. John Gibson was the one that started this game, and you can't really blame Gibson. All of the goals were on, just lame mistakes. The first goal was an odd man rush, 2-on-1, Ovechkin and Backstrom. Whoever has the puck, whoever's shooting it, doesn't matter. If it was the other way around, Backstrom was the one that ended up scoring, but that was gonna go in either way. Whether it was Ovechkin scoring, Backstrom scoring like he did, but that ended up because Brandon Montour actually made a pinch, which is okay, but Ryan Getzlaf actually was the high man, third man back, and he also tried to make a play on the puck, and that gave Backstrom and Ovechkin the chance to have a 2-on-1 against Hampus Lindholm, and it was wide open. There was nothing that John Gibson could do there. And the second goal was kind of just a weird one. Chandler Stevenson ends up throwing the puck just kind of towards the middle of the ice in the offensive zone for the Capitals, and it hits off Jake Dotchin's skate and then goes 5-hole on John Gibson. So that's another unfortunate bounce. And then the third Capitals goal was scored by Tom Wilson. I think his was a give and go. He was just driving the net, and there's just big body. There's just nothing you could do. But yeah, none of them were Gibby's fault. They were just couple bad breaks, offensive zone or defensive zone breakdown, some turnovers, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the summary of the game. I mean, there's a lot you could say about this game. The Ducks were just absolutely just resilient, and we know the Ducks can be that way. Especially that seems to be the story of late. Actually, is the Ducks have been very, very resilient, and they end up actually going 4-1 on this road trip, which is fantastic to see. Started off with that loss in Nashville 5-2, which I wish they would have got that win, but they could have gone actually 5-0 on this road trip. But all right, they started off in the beginning with a loss. It's all good, but the rest of the games, just especially playing Tampa Bay and Washington on this trip, some great games from the Ducks. Yeah, let's go back to 2 days ago, Friday night, when they played against the Carolina Hurricanes. Talk about that a little bit. It definitely seemed like the Ducks were, a better way to describe it would be the Ducks were played like they did against the Friday before that, Black Friday, November 23rd, against the Edmonton Oilers, which we talked about last episode. Derek was at that game, and Brett and I were able to watch that game on TV. It just seemed like that, same score too, same exact scenario, where the Ducks were, didn't have that great of a first period. Second period was okay. Second half started to turn it on a little bit, you know how they are, started to turn it on, and then at the end of getting towards the end of the third period here. Who else? Like I said again, Pontus Aberg gets the game-tying goal with about 4 minutes left to go in the third period, off a kind of a weird goal. Adam Henrique kind of shoots it from behind the net, hits off the side of the net, pops up, and Pontus is able to just come in with a baseball swing and slap it into the short side corner. And yeah, it was a really small space too. It was really good by Pontus Aberg. And then just like in the Edmonton game, Nick Ritchie scoring that goal late with less than a minute left. And yeah, it goes to overtime. And who else but the captain, Ryan Getzlaf, with the game winner on a breakaway. Just like Rickard Rakell scoring his game winner. Same thing. Last time it was Montour throwing it up to Rickard Rakell. Great pass for a breakaway, and he ends up scoring on his rebound. But this one, like I said, same thing. Hampus Lindholm just skating around looking for an open lane, and he spots the captain streaking right at the blue line and just delivers a strike right on his stick. And, gets off with all that time on a breakaway. He's gone. He's not missing. The captain just, he's not that great at shootouts, but in real time on breakaways, he's pretty damn good. So you knew he wasn't gonna miss, and he does a classic fake and just goes upstairs glove side, which we've seen him do lots of times before. That seems like it's a pretty go-to move for him. But yeah, it was weird because the Ducks actually went 0 for 3 on the power play, and they were. But luckily, the Carolina Hurricanes were 0 for 6. So, and the stat there we want to look at is the Ducks taking 6 penalties. Whether they were penalties or not, is up for debate. But you can't be taking 6 penalties. That's just not good. And but yeah, tonight the Ducks were able to go 2 for 3 on the power play. So once again, second game in a row with 3 power plays, but they were able to convert on 2 of them, luckily. And another one with 5 penalties this time, one less than against Carolina. And the Capitals power play was able to convert on one of them. And actually, now thinking about it, I just remembered the Tom Wilson goal was not a give and go. It was a power play goal. Carlson shot it from the point, who John Carlson has an absolute hammer from the point. And he was able to hammer it right to the front of the net. And Tom Wilson, great tip in front to get it to 3-1 at that point. But yeah, just an overall, like, I wouldn't say overall that was a great game for the Ducks, but the second half of this game was probably the best we've seen the Ducks play all season, obviously. First half was just normal Ducks, slow start sometimes, being inconsistent, but luckily they were able to pick it up in the second half of the game. And I don't know why my NHL 19 doesn't seem to be working, so it's all right. I'm kind of done talking about the game anyway. This is just going to be a short podcast. Just wanted to go over the game a little bit, talk about how just resilient the Ducks are and coming back, and talk about also the Carolina game that was on Friday. But yeah, and since I don't have my my buddies here with me, I don't really want to spend a lot of time just talking by myself. Especially, like I said, my game for some reason is not working here. It's I haven't been able to get a game this whole time. So, but yeah, thank you for listening. Let's see. Actually, let's look at the Ducks schedule. The oh yeah, wait, never mind. I don't even look. They play on Wednesday. I know that they play on Wednesday against the Chicago Blackhawks. And they play Wednesday against the Chicago Blackhawks and Friday once again against the Carolina Hurricanes. So 2 weeks in a row they're playing Carolina Hurricanes on a Friday. So and actually Wednesday is a 7:30 game against Chicago. So I'm going to assume that it's on NBC. Yes, it is. So me, Brett, and Derek will be I'm sure coming at you for that game. It's going to be a late podcast, obviously, because it's a 7:30 game. And so yeah, we'll see you guys then. Once again, thank you for listening to the Players Perspective podcast. Feel free to tweet us. Feel free to ask us some questions, whatever you guys want. Yeah, and that'll be it for this one. Thank you.